Hello, and welcome to Puzzlers Anonymous. My name is Kevin, and I'm a puzzle addict. What's up? What have I been up to? I had my vacation. That was almost a month ago now, and I've done 2 videos since my vacation. But one was the one where Gina and I solved the puzzles together, and I didn't want to have any preamble because I knew it would already be a longer video with 2 solves, and the other one was my geology video, which was stay on target. So I haven't talked about my life. Yeah, vacation was amazing. I don't know what to say about it. I like national parks. They're always great. But I the first full day that we were in Zion and like going down the canyon and looking at these breathtaking scenes, I was so like taken by the beauty of it, but I was also getting choked up just with this idea, thinking of like, there's no way I can explain this to anyone back home. There's nothing I can say to make this make sense to anyone. It's just, all you can say is just like, fucking go there. You can show pictures and such, but yeah, it's so, there's not much to say about the vacation. It's just, it was spectacular and amazing. Great time. With Gina, we just really enjoyed spending time together. Yeah, it was excellent. Life was good. Now I'm back and I'm fully in my yard work era. That's part of why there's been less videos. I just have been spending all my time on that. I'm working on big projects. I'm really excited. I'm getting raised beds together, trying to get them done by Memorial Day. I'm actually taking a day off work just to have extra time to work on that. Total dad mode right there. Yeah, that's about it. I don't think there's much else to say. I haven't not been doing puzzles. I tried recording like one Thursday and I just didn't like the puzzle. So that's why that didn't happen. But here I am. I'm recording this one. The other thing is I'm doing more and more editing, so it kind of takes longer to make the videos. I'm sure everyone who's watched has realized I've sort of upped my shenanigans in the video department. But the way that's always worked is I just kind of go through the file and look at any places where it looks like the audio might peak just to make sure nothing's wrong with my microphone setup. And then just sometimes I notice myself saying ridiculous things, so I'll put memes in. But for the me and Gina video, I watched through the entire thing, which I've never done before. I've never watched one of my videos all the way. But I wanted to watch Gina's portion because, I was so excited to see her solve it. And then I wanted to watch my portion because I did it while high on marijuana or hemp that has been turned into THC through science. So it was interesting to watch it sober, but I watched like the entire thing, and you know what? It was fun. It's weird to watch a video of yourself all the way through, and if I do that, it's totally gonna make the editing process take longer, which means less videos, but it's pretty fun. I might not do it every time, but I will do it sometimes. The other thing I noticed, because then Gina and I watched the video together on the TV, and we have a pretty good sound system. Brag. I treated myself like Christmas, Black Friday, got myself a deal, real nice speakers, real pleased with it. Actually, they weren't working last night, which was a bummer, so we watched a movie with the TV speakers, and we were both like, this is a nightmare. How do we live like this? The speakers just make you so spoiled. But I also noticed while doing that when I'm typing, you can hear I'll do it now. Maybe you can hear this on your speaker. But like there's a really low like bass sound whenever you're hitting the keys. And when we were watching it at home on our good speakers, every time someone was typing letters, it sounded like someone was knocking on the door. I always make fun of like YouTubers who are like, oh, can you hear those sounds? I was like, no one can fucking hear those sounds because you're using like $500 headphones. But then when I had it on my $600 speakers, brag, I could hear it. So I'm gonna try doing the keyboard in my lap. So if my hands look weirdly low, that's all it is. So yeah, let's get into this, or let me show you one more thing. I was having fun with this today. I've shown Thinky Dailies before on Thinky Games, but they're done with season 2. So then I was like looking at the rest of this website is about showing you puzzle games that are going on. Oh shit, Talos Principle 3 coming up. I never played 2. I did play 1, but I didn't beat it either because it's tricky. So yeah, just like upcoming games. But I did find this one today, Bubble Sort, which is a free online one. Where's the link? Give me the link. It feels like Cocoon Light mode, where you're like going into worlds, and then the world, like, you know, each of these takes you to another world, but you can move the bubbles around and then move to that, and you can move this into that. If you haven't played Cocoon, it is great. It's very trippy. And some people complain that the puzzles were too easy. They telegraphed what they were doing too much, but I think if they didn't do that in a 3D world, it would just be impossible. I think the difficulty level would jump from too easy to no one's going to complete this game except total sickos. But this one, I feel like, is a fun little demo of the idea of these nesting worlds. And it's just one big level. I think there's like ends up being like 5 orbs total, but it's a fun puzzle. You can see on that green orb there's the star right here. That's what you're trying to get to, but you have to go through a bunch of orbs. So try it out. The URL's there, or just go to thinkygames.com and go through, find that link, recommend it. All right, Thursday Puzzle Club, Simeon Siegel. I can already see we got something weird here. It's not just circled letters, but they're connected by lines. So that's exciting. They're all sets of 3. This, in my opinion, this is giving molecules. This is looking like a H2O, 1 hydrogen and 2 oxygens connected to it. But I also noticed that these are over these black spaces, so it could be a bridge. Could be that 19 goes here and then up and over and then continues through 20. Let's find out, shall we? Prime breeding environment for mosquitoes. Stagnant water. This has been one of my many yard work quests. We're solving the mosquito problems. The mosquitoes are so bad in my neighborhood, in my yard. So I did a mosquito trap. There's this stuff, mosquito dunks. Have you heard of this? Don't look at my search history. These, allegedly, I'm trusting the people at Summit Chemical, and maybe I shouldn't. But it's like, I try to keep shit organic. I don't use pesticides. I don't use anything like that. But allegedly, these are only harmful to mosquitoes, and specifically to mosquito larvae. See, look at, you can use it in any standing water, including rain barrels, bird baths, tree holes. Like, they're saying it's safe for birds. It only kills mosquito larvae. So what you do for the trap is you take a bucket and you fill it like half up with water. So then the mosquitoes, they come and they lay their eggs in there. And then this kills the larvae. It doesn't kill the mosquitoes when they do it. It just kills the larvae. So you just put it in there. You also put you put them in the bucket. You put a stick in the bucket so that, like, if like a chipmunk falls in or something, it can climb back out, or like a frog. But yeah, so I've been doing that, trying to keep the mosquitoes down. I also have there's this spot in the street in front of my yard where there's just like a dip and water always accumulates. And every time that it rains now, I'm actually like going out there with a broom and like getting rid of the water. We're taking care of the mosquitoes this year. So yeah, stagnant water, standing water. That's the phrase that they use. Ooh. I said H2O before. Is this... Did I figure out the theme like less than a minute in? Like, did I have it before? In my opinion, this is giving molecules.
This is looking like an H2O with hydrogen and 2 oxygens connected to it.
Impression on some fancy sheets. Is that a watermark? Is this just going to be that this is always water and it's water phrases? At sea, say. Is that just on the water? I don't know what that. Powerball. Powerball. This video is brought to you by the Powerball. Powerful. Fire. Boat. Gear. Powerful. Fireboat gear. That's got to be water, right? Water hose. I don't know. Gets bloated, say. Holds water, retains. This is totally it. Okay, this guy figured out the theme.
This guy just figured
really,
out the theme.
I should go back in time and I should say that I figured out the theme even earlier. Pair for a pool. Water wings. Okay, I feel like we should get at sea is it just on the water? I'm gonna say maybe. Do you want to know why I thought H2O? It's because of my job, and this came up at work the other day. We have a new science curriculum, and I helped with like the software version of this. And
Science for middle and
we have this preview video for it, and we actually watched it this week in a meeting. And at one point, it's showing off like it's a science curriculum. It also comes with a software. It also comes with manipulatables
like colorful posters, vocabulary cards,
So good.
activity cards, task cards,
So many cards.
diagrams, and lots of interesting hands-on objects, a digital scale, and magnetic models of atoms.
So I saw this. Get out of there, preview. I saw this like days ago, and that is why when I had the puzzle, I was like, "This got to be H2O," because I had this visual in my brain. That's great. Yeah, I still don't know what this would be. Powerful fireboat gear. Yeah, it's got to be some sort of water hose thing. You know, in Chicago, they always like for the buildings on the river, their like preferred method for firefighting there is water boats. So if you're ever in Chicago in the winter, you'll see the river is never frozen, and if it is frozen, they send an ice-breaking boat through because they need to have the ice clear so that they can use it in case a skyscraper catches on fire. The fire department can pump water from the river to put it out. Which, you know, I don't want to question the Chicago Fire Department, but I feel like it'd be pretty cool if we could ice skate on the river in Chicago. It collects in a puddle rainwater, and that's how there's all these mosquitoes in my yard. I've been doing this wrong. I hope you haven't been yelling at the screen. These are... It's H2O, so it's 2 H's and 1 O. So I feel like the diagram in the video wasn't actually H2O. It was HO2. Is that a thing? I do not know chemistry. But yeah, that makes more sense than like the way I figured this out. I'm not explaining my process well. Also, it's so hard to type when my keyboard's in my lap. I can't see my letters. Like I can touch type, but when I'm trying to correct things, I was looking at 35 down, and this was looking at like NH, and I was like, that's nothing. So that's when I figured out that I had the H2O reversed. Okay. Things often getting free refills. I don't know, water fountains? Water fountain. That's things, so it's not that. Water cups. I don't know. Is there a revealer, or is this just like... Oh, yeah, I see it. 62. Compound with a water-shaped molecule as depicted by this puzzle's circled letters. That's just going to be water. Okay. What do we do now? Do we just... Like, we got the theme besides 27. Maybe we try to get 27 with some downs. Travel by pickup. Hitch. Like hitch, hike. Getting picked up. The elder or the younger Roman? Is this Nero? I want to say Pliny, but that doesn't fit with this. There was Pliny the elder and Pliny the younger, but is this Nero? I don't know. Velocity as an example. Measurement? I don't know. Gossip about informally. Don't know. Certain tax-free bond informally. I don't know. A lot of informal stuff on here. Appealing. That's appealing. Don't know. Prolifically posting about one's kids online in a neologism. Man, I'm having talking troubles today. Also, I just feel like a lot of these are really wordy and have a lot of informalities. What are you doing here, Spiegel? Smeagol? What was your name? Siegel? Simeon Siegel. That's a great name. Wow, we got like nothing on this one. Strains to hear. Yeah, I don't know. Decree. Edict. No. Love struck. Yeah, I don't know if we can get 27. Where do we go from here? Let's just do downs only. Not like exclusively, but let's just start there. Anatomical containers. Anatomical. It's like your body. Yeah, I don't know. Thicken. Don't know. Palindrome on an Italian restaurant menu. So it's going to start with A. Is alla? I feel like penne alla vodka is a thing. September to April in the oyster industry. Gosh, the ending of this is looking bad, which is fine. I was skeptical about on the water. But I don't know what to change about it. Alternatives to hourly wages. I mean, that's going to be salaries, right? But that means that both of these are wrong. Oh boy, I'm starting to worry that I didn't get the theme. Ecological concern. Let's say that's smog. Trellis peach. Trellis piece. Let's say that's arch. If you ask me, is IMO. I mean, of course, these are right because it's the H2O. So I don't know that one. Or that or this. Reassuring reply. Is it just, I'm okay? That would be reassuring. That ain't it. Is this no? Yeah. Essence. I don't know. Don't know that one. Relatively unusual. Could be odder. Because like relatively is like more odd than the other one. Had to have right away. Needed. ASAP? It's not abbreviated in the clue. Races against the clock. Time trials. I know that from Mario Kart. I don't know racing, but I know Mario Kart. So on that one, hemlock relatives. I want to say this is elms, which is also just a bit of crossword ease. Hand at a hacienda. Hacienda? It's going to be mono. So then direction to bow in music is arco. So elms is wrong. Firs maybe? Is hemlock a tree? I just don't know. But this is like, I like this clue because it is direction to bow, but if I had read this first, I would have thought direction to bow, and I wouldn't have known what that was, but I had the letters basically already. What up, YouTube? It's future Kevin, editor Kevin. Yeah, down here, waving. I'm coming up from the bottom of the screen. Yeah, almost. Yeah, here I am. I feel like I didn't explain this one well. I feel like I didn't explain anything in this video well, I swear I was not high during this video. But even when I went back and explained the arco thing, because it's still like direction to bow feels like left or right or anything. But if you play a string instrument in sheet music, like sometimes you're switching between doing the bow and plucking with your fingers. And when you go to plucking, it will say pizzicato or piz for short, meaning to switch to that. And then when it is telling you to go back to using your bow, it'll say arco. So it's not like, right versus left. It's like the direction to start bowing. Thank you for your patience on this video where I could barely speak. I have no idea why. It was just a Thursday. It was a long week. I actually took today off. I'm recording and editing this on Friday, but everything was fine. I don't know why my brain was like this, but thanks for enduring it. Group with a satellite truck. What is a satellite truck? I don't know. Another palindrome. Oh, this is on an Indian, because the other one was Italian, right? Yeah, this is Indian. So this is going to be non-delightful. 7-stringed instrument that gave the guitar its name. Guitaria. I don't know. Is it the viola da gamba? Ancient book of divination. No idea. Member of a slug-like Star Wars species. Hutt. Like Jabba the Hutt. I feel like this came up really recently. Was this... I feel like this was in the mini today. Can they do that? Is that allowed? That's because I solved it on my phone. Okay, it wasn't today. So we good. Must have been just some other crossfit I did. Maybe it was earlier this week. Okay, that's hot. I'm not going to say this word out loud. Presaging? Presaging. This is one of those that you read in books and you never heard say out loud and you have no idea how to say it. Everyone has words like that. Everyone who's a nerdy kid who read up. What the fuck is wrong with my brain today? Who grew up reading. Every kid like that has a word like that. For me, it was adjacent. I always thought it was adjacent. And you know what? When you're one of those people, you know this. If you watch this, you're one of those people. If you knew words that you read in books and then you said it out loud, and you said it wrong, was anyone ever graceful about that? Was anyone ever like, hey Kevin, you said adjacent? I think the word is actually pronounced adjacent. No, they're always like, adjacent? What? What the fuck are you talking about? Adjacent? Are you from another country? So anyways, I think this is presaging. Blow me up in the comments. Tell me that it's actually presaging. But what would this be? This would be it's gotta be like a verb. It's not omen. Yeah, I don't know. Meaty pasta sauce, that'll be ragu. So simile segment is as a. Gal Friday, that works. I've heard of his girl Friday, gal Friday, I don't know. Good periods are ups. That's a weird section over there. Those were all ones that are weird. Long lunch. Is this a hero? I feel like you can call a sandwich a hero and it's not someone mispronouncing gyro. It's like a sub sandwich can be called a hero. Get ahead of. Lead, maybe. If you're not streets ahead, you're streets behind. Cut and paste is one example. Is edit. Force through a food mill. Don't know. Go way up. Maybe soar. I don't feel confident in these answers today. Uprooting tool. This is whatever I'm using in my yard work era. Is this a hoe? What is a hoe?
What's a hoe?
No.
The answer is rake.
It's a rake.
A cliff formed by a fault. I should know this as a guy who amateur geologist from going to national parks. Don't know. Avoided a tag. Say that is slid. Right? So what is... I guess I don't know a lot about trellises. There are like slats. I don't know. We'll come back to it. Penultimate Greek letter. Fuck. I always say I'm going to learn Greek alphabet, but I never will. It's always been a lie. My fault entirely. I don't know. Taste perception. First identified in 1908. Ooh, mommy. So yeah, Arch is definitely wrong. Physics unit named for a physicist. It's got to be Ohm, right? I didn't know that was named for someone. Feature that debuted on page 1 of the New York Times in 1997. URL, I don't know. Confucian Way, it's Tao, right? Puente of the Mambo Kings. Tito, right? Yeah. Traveled path. Yeah, I don't know. Should we be considering that these letters are not the same thing down? No, because we got mono I feel good about and hitch. No, I feel not so good about. But it did give us umami, so actually I feel good about that. Yeah, I don't know. Rationalist theology, that is deism. I feel like I've talked about that in a different video. Degree, still don't know. Part of an analogy, like, is to. Blank is to, blank as, yeah. Love struck. Smitten. You'll be smitten by kitten mittens. Flesh and blood. I don't know. Squeezing out is probably eking out. That is kind of crosswordese. Ruthless Athenian lawgiver. I want to say Draco, but I have no reason for that. Tidy up in a way. Putz? That's when Gina's tidying up, she calls it putzing, but that's not like actually what the word means. Like putz is like mess around. Okay, this is, remember the H is water. Yeah, I still don't know. Broadcasting giant with hundreds of stations. Don't know. Origins of the words sky and scrape. Gotta be Norse, right? Just looking at the letters. Heather genus. So Heather's a plant. That's also a woman's name, which is funny because Heather is also a woman's name, but I don't know the answer. Former small-sized GM cars. That is Geos, right? Geo Metro. All right, now we're just going through ones that we already had and seeing if we can get any of them. Is it just months? No. It's not the right number of letters. I don't know. Alternatives to hourly wages is per diems. Don't spend your whole per diem on shirts.
Shut the
It's got
fuck
a
up, Doug, you fucking skunk!
right? Yeah. Dish on is gossip about? Yeah, probably. Appealing, that's appealing. Something skin. Potatoes. Skin. Prolifically posting about one's kids online. Why did I read the whole thing again? Sharenting. I've never heard that before, but I just put it together. So psi is the last, second to last, penultimate Greek letter. Essence. Is it pith? What is this one? Photos? Color photos. That's what debuted in 1997. That feels like really late in the game. That's why the New York Times is called the old gray lady, isn't it? Because they didn't have it for the longest time. So, okay, pith works as essence. Traveled path is probably route. Water cannons. That's exactly what I was thinking of with the Chicago firefighting boats. Decree, I don't know. Flesh and blood is kin, so strains to hear is songs. I probably could have got that. Should I just put this as Draco? I don't know. Was I supposed to be doing downs? Yeah, because I was on pith, and then I got to color photos, but I was supposed to be on downs. Okay. Velocity would be a rate, one example of one. Okay, this is Cato. I'm going to say this is Furs. Yeah, then Decree is Fiat, also the name of a defunct car. News Crew is a group with a satellite truck. A satellite truck is a truck with a satellite dish on top. That makes sense. Still on this one. Ancient Book of Divination. Don't know. Don't know. Get ahead of. Pass. Yeah. I feel like I should be able to get this now. Water. Pitchers. Get free refills. Still know that one. Cliff formed by a fault. You got your faults. Goes like that. I don't know what that's called. All me. Let's do Draco. Who cares? That's what we'll come back to when we know that when we don't get the music. Tidy up in a way. Rush. Push. Dust. Boom. Okay. It's got to be theater, right? Broadcasting giant. No. It's something radio. I heart radio. So this is I-ching. I-ching. Dire is presaging disaster.
Presage.
Yeah, that works as an adjective.
Presage.
Yeah, that works. It's just weird wording. Is this Evita? Evita? I mean, I don't... This has got to be an R, right? Cathara, just because it sounds like guitar. So this has got to be like Erica. And then force through a food mill would be like rice can be a verb. So anatomical containers is sacks. Thicken is clot. I don't know. Is this a scalp? No. So we got two that could possibly be wrong here. And I really don't know how to solve them. I might just do check mode because, like, what am I going to do here? Am I going to, like, look these up? Like, I don't know really how to look this up. I could... Let's look up the I Ching and see if that's anything. Initiate the solve protocol.
Initiate the solve protocol.
The reason I didn't want to do this is because whenever you, like, look something up on, like, the day of that puzzle, the autocomplete is always like whatever the thing is. This might not be the case on Akosia, but I mean, it does look like this is right. But watch, if I look up like if I look up ruthless Athenian, it's gonna autocomplete to lawmaker. Maybe even if I just do ruthless. Okay, maybe I gotta try it. Yeah, maybe they don't. Kosher's maybe not as up on that, but I bet with Google. Stop using Google because they force the AI thing. Yep. See? If you put Ruthla, the first thing that comes up is that. So it's like, you can't just search by the clue. That's too boring. But I did look this up. This is a real thing, an ancient Chinese divination text. I Ching, Book of Changes or Classic Changes. So that's all good. Draco's good. So I feel like this is our next issue. Let's see if we can just get like types of cliffs. Cliff Wikipedia. Got bluffs. It's not that. Here we go. Scarp is short for escarpment. Type of cliff formed by the movement of geologic fault, landslide, or sometimes by rock slides. Cool. So that means the This is our months. Let's see. What does that mean? Can you explain that to me? I wonder if Sean is the person who's not Deb. If that should be in the tricky answers, right? What was this? 4 down. 4 down. I needed almost every cross and answer to finally shuck and reveal our months. Girl, same. This term, which is making its 4th appearance in the New York Times crossword, refers to a culinary rule of thumb that dictates eating oysters only in months with the letter R, or September through April. That makes sense. Fascinating. All right. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.